What's up everyone, it's Impact TC and welcome back to Total Conflict Resistance. We're continuing on with our campaign. As you can see, some time has gone by and we've captured a lot of land off screen. There wasn't really much going on here. All the armies that were garrisoning these cities were under 10 strength, so I figured I would just kind of skip over that. There wasn't much going on and kind of get it to where the enemy was on their back foot. I was almost going to give this to Sambro so that they could, you know, hold a proper whole province, but I'm like, it's got iron ore, hell with them. It's mine. So we took that. Sambro actually, the army that came out of here to attack Verma, Sambro actually went up and captured that city, which was interesting. They don't seem to be attacking cities with a strong garrison. They only seem to be gobbling up, you know, weak targets. So it's kind of a shame that that Sambro isn't really helping out in this war, considering the strength they have. I mean, we do have a 13 stack down here. It hasn't aggroed in a long time. It's been there for months, but it hasn't moved. If it decides to move, we'll deal with it. But right now, all my armies are in the north, and I can't be bothered to deal with it. I am building a 30 stack, as you can see, of Terminators. And the reason for that is because our artillery is not available anymore. So the bug came back, or I don't know if it's a bug or the way things are intended. I can't use artillery unless I'm in first person mode. So I don't know what changed or if I hit a button or something, because the last time I played yesterday, you know, I was able to use artillery like we have been while you were in overview. So I actually built an army to attack Verma and just autoed it. And then it was pretty much 2-to-1 odds for us. So we'd lost about half of our army attacking a 30 stack. It was better odds than I thought I was going to get. But, they had so much artillery in there, I don't know if I could have won that battle manually, because when the enemy has artillery in their stacks, it's absolutely devastating. It's almost like a conflict with artillery. It's overpowered when we use it as a support unit, and it's overpowered when the enemy uses it when it's in their army stacks, when they bring out, like, you know, 4 or 6 of those rocket artillery, man, that'll just... Those units, four rocket artillery, could just wipe out a 30 stack of tanks, no problem. If our units are in bad position, it's almost like it's overpowered on both sides as long as you're using your artillery units the way that they're being overpowered in, if that makes sense. So we're going to take the airfield. It's the last airfield that they have, and they're pretty much on their back foot. They probably have 1 or 2 cities in this fog of war. And then just this army and then that army. This army is going to be an auto army. It's just Terminators. It's going to be a while until it builds up. I don't even know if I'm going to build it to full strength before we use it against that 25 stack. But that 25 stack has to move down this river to attack Hepala. And Hepala is our supply depot. All of our stuff is in here right now. So let's attack the airfield and see... Where's my actual tank squad? Nope. There we go. Okay, let's wait till daytime.
Take cover. Contact.
Yeah, so we will have artillery as long as we can get a decent line of sight on the enemy. They have 2 pieces which will be deployed right away. And I was kind of thinking about what to do with artillery so now that we don't have artillery, we're going to play a bit differently like how we've been playing before, which is sort of peekaboo strategy with single units instead of bringing up the whole force, because we know they have artillery and I don't want them to get wrecked. So we're going to have to, you know, play this a bit more strategically if we want to win. So we have this. I don't know if I can shoot through this walkway. I can't. Which means that they can't. Or maybe they can. Just gonna destroy this thing out of pure annoyance. Okay, so there's rocket artillery. We're going to hide behind these massive fuel tanks. Usually not the smartest of ideas. Yeah. Please don't fire. Where is that rocket artillery? It seems like he's... No, that's destroyed. He's over here. God, I don't know if I'm going to get a good line of sight on him. I need to wait until he fires his weapon. Like, now would be a good time to kill him if I can see him. Oh, baby, I can. Fall back. Did we kill him or just smoke him? And now he's dead. We still have to worry about RPGs now. Don't know why I'm wasting my time with that. And we got infantry all over here. I mean, the whole area is laden with it. Like, I could fire artillery still. Whoops. Just fire artillery out the barrel of our gun. I guess we'll just spam the area. Why not? Okay, I can shoot my bullets through this thing. I think. There's a vehicle over there. Yeah, right here. Okay, he missed. Or he did some splash damage or something. Yeah, he's dead. Got enemies all over me right now. That's not a friendly. Okay, something is firing at me, like a vehicle somewhere. And it's strong enough that it's causing me damage. There he is. I think there's a vehicle over here now. Yes. Okay, good. Blow your smokes. Can't see me. And I died. Where was that from? Another tank. Okay, I didn't see him. That's fine. stupid T-55 tank. You can't penetrate my armor. Give me a break. I was going to say, I don't think he can shoot through that watchtower. Can't believe a twig is stopping me. There's one tough twig. I was gonna say, I doubt I'm gonna be able to hit him. Yeah, that's right. Turn your back. Whoops. I mean, it sounds like he's over here somewhere. Something is definitely hiding in those trees. That RPG down, you freaking asshole. There he is. Oh, you think so, do you? But you get splattered all over that wall. Not sure where that came from. I'm really trying to just kill infantry. Oh, wow, okay, that took a lot of damage there. You guys just give it up? There we go. Really don't want to lose another tank for that silly battle. Alright, so we just denied the enemy air power. That's their last airfield, so we can take that. Not that we're going to be able to do much with it, because we don't have any planes, unfortunately. They all got destroyed somehow. Fancy that. We have this 30 stack here. I'm actually not going to worry about that 30 stack because he's been sitting there for a while, same with that other unit, and he's just not aggroing. So I don't know if they're just frozen in place or what they're doing. We are going to retake this city, though. And now that we don't have... Well, we have use of artillery, but not in the manner that we want it. This This guy is lagging behind. I need to get him to Hepala to rearm. These guys are going to be a long time until they're ready. We're still building construction buildings, just putting them in wherever we don't have one, which is, I mean, we are pretty far down the queue. This doesn't have one. Probably get rid of a canning facility, to be honest. And I've been doing this off screen with another playthrough that I'm doing offline and trying to balance out the proper amount of residential buildings and production. And my understanding, get rid of these cigarettes just to take people away from making cigarettes and put them towards making this stuff, because we're at minus 329. Now, my understanding is, and this might be totally wrong because I don't know the math and I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, and I'm sure it depends on population, like what your population is in the city itself. Like, just because you have a residential building doesn't mean it's going to be efficient for what you want to build, if that makes sense. Like, it would be smart to build your industry in your cities. I mean, common sense, or how the game, a lot of stuff with the game has changed, which is good because the game's growing, and understanding what's happening and how common sense and how it would work out in the real world, in real life, quote unquote, situations would be, you would build your industry complexes for your heavy machinery in the big cities. And yes, your farming would take place in the smaller cities, which is kind of how they laid it out here. So Sonder has 3,000. We'll just take these two cities as an example. So Sonder has 3,600 population and Hepala has 316. So even if we put a residential building in both, you're going to get higher production value in Sonder. So if I was going to redo this playthrough, or what we're going to do for the next playthrough, which I'm kind of mulling around on what I want to do and how I want to challenge myself again and try and do something different. But what I would do is build, so Sonder, let's try and find Sonder if I can. I'm just going to take this off just because it's just built. We'll get our resources back. It's not a big deal. We're late in the game. If we're not playing like 100% efficiency, it's okay. So right now, Sonder has 2 military factories and 2 residential buildings, which is good, and a garment factory. I would take this out and put another residential building in, or I would see. So I would designate Sonder as a tank building city where I'm building my heavy equipment. And then I would build 2 residential buildings, because it seems like 1 residential building will build you 2. God, we're really getting into the shit here. 1 residential building. Let's go to Sonder on this. I was looking at this earlier and I don't know if it's going to make the same sense with Sonder. Because again, math is totally different, and I'm sure the math is different when it comes to your how much population is actually in the city itself. Sonder, where are you? Sonder, here we go. So we have 2 residential buildings with 2 residential buildings and 3,600, and we're still only getting 20% efficiency. So I don't know if that's the maximum efficiency that you can have. As you can see, Grova here is minus 327, which is pretty abysmal. I'm not seeing anything above 20, and you would think if Sonder is only building garments, wherever I lost it, but anyways, it was only building garments, and it has 3,600 population with 2 residential buildings, you would think that you would be above 20% efficiency. So I guess 20% is the max that you can have. So you kind of have to balance out what it would take in Sonder to have how many residential buildings you need to get 20% for each military factory. And you kind of have to, and then you would designate that city as your tank building factory and kind of builds off of other things like getting your iron up to, so Narvik has like no production in it right now because, let's try to find it. It's kind of hard when you have so many cities. Narvik here. So there is a residential building here, but we have pretty much four things. I don't think we're building anything in this military factory. So we have up to four things that need production, that need people to produce. And I don't know where Narvik is. What's the population of Narvik? So it's only 400. So no wonder. And that's surprising because so it's an industrial center. It seems like obviously your capitals have, God, our farming city has higher population. Like you almost want your military vehicles being built in your capitals. Excuse me, with all the I got a frog in my throat. I can't get rid of it. So that is something to consider on the next playthrough, is how and where to build your military factories. Because right now I just built them wherever, not considering where it would be most efficient. And right now our tanks are at minus 329. So that's in Togiz. Wow, this is a lot of cities. No, that's not it. Togiz here. So we have one residential building, a bank, 3 military factories. So we need to get rid of this bank and put in another residential building, because this is obviously not enough. So that's kind of how I'm thinking about what we're going to be doing and how to be more efficient with the next series. Because as of now, we're playing suboptimally and pretty bad in a lot of situations. And again, I don't know the full math about the perfect balance between residential buildings and population or production efficiency and where to put them. You would think the more people you have in your city, the more production you would have, because that population is not considered when it comes to your reservists in the city. Like we have 3 reservists here, but there's population of 44. And also with garrisons as well. I didn't realize it was mentioned before that I forgot that your garrison has to be policed, not policed stacks. So that was something that I did off screen. I think this episode or last episode. Right now when this episode comes out, I think there's 5 more, like there's a 5 video lag right now. So a lot of stuff is a bit behind when it comes to what's happening in the comments and what's happening in game. So that's another thing I would redo. Instead of building the 5 stacks of like the armies of the police squads, they have to be in your garrisons. I didn't realize that. Someone told me that in the comments, which was good to know. So yeah, there's a lot of things to consider. And also with artillery as well. I need to decide what to do with artillery in the next playthrough, because there's a couple of trains of thought. Either play with Fog of War on, and there's a few reasons why I don't like Fog of War. First of all is the aesthetic. I don't like looking at like mainly a black screen. That's just my personal preference. Fog of War does make sense, and it would make things more challenging where we need scouts to actually go to wherever we want to artillery and get line of sight on it. My only issue with that, well, there's 2 issues. One was the aesthetic view, and second of all, we're in 2035. I mean, the Fog of War should be a thing of the past. We should have drones, satellites, UAVs in the air giving us all the intelligence that we could ever want. There is no reason why any Fog of War in battle should be a thing anymore. So that's another reason why, just for a role-playing experience. This isn't World War II. We're 10 years in the future, so the Fog of War shouldn't be a thing. Another thought was, don't use artillery at all. Use self-restraint. And I can see that being a viable... Don't use artillery... Sorry, let me rephrase that. Don't use artillery as a supporting role. And I can see that. That would be a viable option too. The only way that I wouldn't do that is if the enemy didn't have it either. If I would bring the supporting role with us, and not... Even if we had it available, I wouldn't use it unless the enemy had it. Another way to do things would be to do it kind of how the enemy is doing it, where they have the artillery in their stack, which is those rocket artillery, man, those things will destroy you in an instant if they can get, a few volleys off. That's why I like I don't really know, to be honest, I don't know how to counteract rocket artillery that's in a stack without me using artillery, because it's so devastating. The only thing I can think of is to move my army into the back corner where they're hidden and move a unit up to stay hidden behind a building. Let them fire off all their ammunition, all the rocket artillery that are spawned. I mean, more could come in as you destroy vehicles, so that's another thing to consider. And that's really the only way I know how to combat the enemy's rocket artillery, because it'll wipe out a 30 stack. I mean, if they have 6 rocket artillery firing at your 10 stack that you have on the field, it'll be destroyed in no time. It's funny that the enemy already is overpowered on screen, and our artillery is overpowered when it's using a support role. So that's something to consider. Take out 2 or 3 tanks and put in rocket artillery and use them that way. I think that would be fair, because that's exactly what the enemy's doing. So there's a few kind of thought processes when it comes to how to approach this game in the future. This guy's lagging behind. Oh my God, we're attacking with the artillery. That's not good. God damn it. I wasn't paying attention. I'm just going to retreat from this battle. And hopefully I don't lose that whole stack. Oh, stop. Don't move. Just back out of that. So let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. Also, I'm trying to think about who I want to play next. And what I'm thinking about, the 2 options I have is to play... Oh, Sambro's actually going after this stack. Or they're just sitting on top of it. Interesting. Yeah, we're not worrying about this stack. If it takes the airfield, we'll deal with it. If not, I don't know what they're doing. They're just not aggroing, which is fine by me. Let them waste their material. There's no reason why we need to attack that army, unless it's going to move. So I'm kind of debating on where I want to start next. For, like, if we want to do another island nation, I might pick another one. This island seems to be, a decent one to start off with if you get the right resources. Or if I want to start on the main island, and kind of do what we did before, where we just build our own army, create alliances, and just let time pass and let them do their thing. And let them destroy themselves and see who comes out on top. I don't know I think it might be, what do we have that we're not building? Yeah, that's fine. We're not going to waste. That's another thing too, is with production, is usually you would just put, if you had something to do, put it on. But it seems now you don't want to put everything on unless you need it, because it's going to take people away from maybe things that you need to build. Like if this was, I think cigarettes or something was here. Yeah, Golem. So instead of, we take this off so there's more people working the actual things that we want to be worked. So that's another thing to consider in the next playthrough, is prioritizing what to build and when. Like, we don't need cotton. We have plenty of linen and cotton and everything. Like, I could go through our whole supply list and really, vamp it up and get it to where it needs to be. But this late in the game, it doesn't matter really. Like, I'm not going to do that, just considering how far we are. But as the playthrough, if a new playthrough was to progress, that would be something I would definitely keep an eye on. So I have a few ideas on what to do with the next series. Either do another Total War series, or once we get up our army, like, I don't want to just do a Total War series right away. I'd like to build up a proper army and see how that works. Or even start from, no, because I want to use better, I don't know. I got a few thought processes that I'm trying to figure out for the next series. If you guys have any ideas, let me know, like a Total War series, or what start date you want to start at. I do like the later start dates. The only thing I don't like about it is that the enemy artillery is pretty crazy. I wish I could take artillery out of the game, to be honest, until they balance it out. Because as of now, it's unfair if I use it in the way I want to use it, and it's unfair for the enemy to use it the way that they're using it. I don't know if it's unfair. It's just, it's way too much. Like, it's way too much. Like, 4 of their rocket artillery should not be able to destroy my whole army. And I should not be able to bring, if these things were all, if these things all had ammunition, I should not be able to bring 74 units of artillery and smash their spawn. Something's got to happen. Either tone down the effectiveness of it, or limit the amount of shells that each artillery fires. I don't know. I'm not a developer. But something's got to be done. Oh, baby, we're already firing. Okay. Yeah, by the looks of it, they're already... Oh my god. That's a lot. Let's get some units spread out here. No sense being smoked in our spawn. Let's move out. God. Oh, nice. Nice. Nice rocket strikes. Beautiful. Very accurate. On the move as well. I need to try and get a unit inside of the spawn. You're my target. Even though we're taking mad fire right now. I don't know from where. Good grief. Okay, well, I need someone who's like reasonably full strength. Oh, you're... Oh my god. I need to get into their spawn, or at least be able to see it. Oh, that looks like a nice juicy target. Good night. Okay, I see... Come on, don't do that to me. Let me fire my weapon. Man, there's a ton of stuff in that spawn, I tell you. Wow. There's a ton of stuff coming out of there. I don't think I'm gonna survive much longer here. I don't know what all that crazy red... What is that? Sebastian is killing his own troops or what? Now, I can't move with this unit. We are tracked. Now, the enemy shouldn't have an air force. God, what am I stuck on? Don't know if I'm even... What is all that? What is Sebastian Evans doing? I don't know. Goddamn sons of bitches. Don't know if I'm going to survive with this tank, but we're doing okay. Don't know if I'm hitting them or if there's debris in the way. Hit something. Going old school with this. No artillery. Well, not a lot of artillery. There we go. I would say that's a pretty good result for what we just dealt with. I mean, thank God they didn't have any rocket artillery. That would have been a whole different story. All right. So let's... What do we have in here? Anything useful? I mean, there is tanks. I could just bring the tanks. There's really no reason why. I definitely don't want these T-55s. God, get rid of these. Bring them to Hezbollah or wherever. Hezbollah. Hebula. Hebula? Hebola. I'm not bringing any more artillery. We don't need it. T-90 tanks. Okay, it gave me the Challenger as well. It only gave me... I thought we had 2 T-90s. I guess not. Do we have ammunition for it? Yes. Come on. There we go. Still put you guys at the bottom. Keep the Terminator at the bottom as well. What's better, Challenger 2 or T-90? I don't know. Challenger 2. That sounds like one of our tanks. Challenger 2 is... It's better than the M1. Well, it's newer than the A1. I shouldn't say it's better. Okay. Let's, I'm going to do some scouting with a... Actually, let's do scouting with our actual army. And we'll get you in here for some fuel replenishment. Oh, wrong unit. Oh, don't attack anything. What's there? It's a 1 stack. You know what? Considering artillery is sort of not as present right now, I'm going to attack with the artillery and auto it and see what happens. Let's attack with our 14 stack. This late in the game, and then there's a 4 stack up here. Well, you never know. There might be like a huge garrison here. It is a city. No, it's actually not. Okay. Our unit got wiped out. Is that what that was the... Oh, no, there's one more in the queue. Okay. All right, what's left? I'm going to auto this, and I might regret it. We didn't lose any tanks. Interesting. Good. I would say we didn't. I would say we shouldn't. And we have this 30 stack of Terminators. There's really nothing going on. I'm going to bring the Terminators up here to take care... Oh, did that... That army moved. Or did it just get destroyed? I don't know. Either way. We're not constructing anything. Whoops. No, I don't want any of that. You should be building something here. Construction, or a residential building. Looks like we have a lot of it. Like, no, they have a... I almost want to take away a stone pit and add a residential building. We need one here. I like how you need to specialize your cities now. It's not just a free-for-all. Oh, okay. He's still there. We just didn't have eyes on him. How many did we lose? None. No, we lost 2 units, because this was a 30 stack. Nice. So I think that's it for that faction. It's just Sambra left. They got rebels. Well, no, we do have armies here. Here, let's get in. We'll replenish. Oh, he's on the move now. Okay, hang on. Where's he going? He's probably going to Obergorf. He might go to Rothendal, or Rosen, whatever that city is. We could intercept him. Let's try. Move our artillery out of the way, but not too far, because I'd like to use them. Definitely not going to auto this, because I don't want to lose this stack. Considering this is their last army. Well, second last army. Okay, they're coming in over here. We need to get into position. I'm going to bring you up here. You might be able to get a decent look into their spawn from, like, yeah, this location. We'll see how that works. I'm going to control this guy. I really need him into their spawn as quickly as possible. Or at least being able to look into their spawn as quickly as possible. Even here is not a bad spot. But it doesn't look directly down that road. Which is where I need to be. Should be dead. I mean, I could drop artillery here. That wouldn't be a problem. Other vehicles somewhere over on that side. God, I can't see anything. I don't even know where their spawn is at this point. Oh god, there's a fucking tank right here. I knew there was... I figured he would have been destroyed a while ago. There's rockets. Nice. Can't see shit. Come on, get up there. Damn it. Had a good line of sight. Look at our army. Just being devastated by those rockets. Wow. That's crazy. But that's even... yeah, the rocket artillery is just insane. Oh well, not a big deal. We're just going to whittle them down with numbers. There we go. They're dead. I mean, it destroyed a big part of this army, but it's dead. Rocket artillery for the win. That's what we need. So that's pretty much it. I think we're going to end the series here. It's just... I mean, I'm not going to go after Sambro. There really isn't a point. It'd just be the same thing that's been going on pretty much for the whole playthrough. So I figured I'll just stop here and we can start a new series, kind of restart with the new knowledge and the new mechanics that we understand now, and see if we can do a bit better. I'm still deciding on how I want to do the new series because I'd like to try something new every time I play. So I'm still kind of mulling around on that, but we'll see what happens. And if you guys have any suggestions in the comments, let me know. And I hope you guys enjoyed this series. I had a lot of fun with it. It was nice to start on the newest start date and kind of work our way down. The newer units are definitely a lot funner than using like the tier 1 units like we did in our last series. It's just that artillery is just, I don't know what to do with it, especially with the next playthrough. And if I cannot use my artillery from Skyview, like, I don't know, it's going to be interesting. Maybe just build auto armies. I don't know. We'll see what happens. So if you guys want to join me on the next series, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will talk to everyone later. Have a good day. Bye for now.